Congestion at the bottom. It's really a good place to enter, and I'll show you why. Especially in this case here, this blue line represents a support line that was established a while back. Um, can I see it? Yeah, you can. So you can see it. It's hitting right here and it's hitting there. So it's a well-established. It's a well-established a line here. Now, it might decide to punch through, like you can see this particular one ended up doing down here. But what makes this such a good place to enter? First of all, you can see the congestion. This hits, that hits, that hits, that hits, that hits. This one actually goes a little bit past it, but not much. There's a little tail on it, so it's a little bear reject. At any rate, so this is basically a flat line on the bottom. It's having a hard time breaking through. The reason why this is so let me continue. When you see these reds, especially with volumes, right? That means the trend is try to go down. Red means down. You get a bunch of them in a row. See this down, 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 down. That's the normal thing with reds. But here you don't have the normal thing down. You got a red. I guess it went down a little bit, but it turned green. So that's like a reversal. Then you have another red, a reversal green, another red. So you have all these greens, and they're not. The price isn't going down anymore. So that means it's congestions. Some would call this accumulation. It's like accumulating, and it's going to pop out and go somewhere. And that could be true, but it's having a hard time getting through this thing. So when you see this situation where you got a long downtrend and you hit this support line, you got a bunch of flat lines, the bottoms here line up. It's a good time to get in right in here, because one, you can get in here at the bottom, and then you can put a stop just a little ways down right there. So you maybe got in at 75 and you have a stop at 72. So what you're betting on is it's going to start heading back up again. And so if for some reason you're wrong and it switches and reverses, comes down, the stop will make it so you only lose 3 cents. And so a 3-cent loss is nothing compared to what you can gain if it goes back up. So in this case, you can see what it went up a little ways and then started coming back down, hit it again, back up. So it never took off. So at some point you're going to say, hey, it's time to get out. Well, you would have got out automatically right there when this thing hit. But as this went along and you could see it faltering, you could have maybe did a manual exit, sell to get out. So I want to show you a couple more of these where instead of it going up at a little bump and then kind of going like this, and I don't even know where it went, but where it took off. I want to show you what happened in a couple more examples, but I also want to point out a feature that you notice down here in this is the momentum squares. You got reds and oranges throughout this congestion period here. That's another good indication of you're in that mode where you have a whole bunch of reds and oranges in here. All right, so I'll give you some more examples, and let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so here it is coming down again, and you hit the bottom, and hit the bottom, and hit the bottom, and hit the bottom, close to the bottom, and you see this diagonal line coming out, and it seems pretty obvious that this is a flat bottom. You can also look at these. You got 3 orange and red squares down here, so it would be a great time to get in right here. About right here, or maybe right there even. So you'd get in here, and then you'd put your stop in case it breaks through. You wouldn't take a loss, but you're expecting it because it's trying to break through. It can't. And also you notice that this line can extend over here. So this is like a previous support line, and it looks like it's just having a hard time going through. So you're betting it's going to go up, and you get in down here, and you have a stop for only like a 2 or 3 cent stop loss in case it does break through it and you're not expecting it. And all of a sudden, so you've entered, and now it takes off and heads up in this direction. Anyways, and then it peters back out again, and you've from here to here would be a nice gain if you want. And even if you don't get out, you think it might still be going on. It would be kind of silly because you can see it's gone up, hit the top, that's hit the top, and now it's started back down again. So you realize that this is just a little bump, a bump in the wall. So you could get out anywhere over here and make a profit. I didn't show it. I cut it off, but in this example, shoot, I cut it off. It went way up and up and up and up, and this one kept on climbing. So it went down, hit this, came up, went down, boom, 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 hit that support line again, and went boom and hit it back up. So the play over here was the same as over there. You took your little profit on your way up. You didn't know it was going to be a little profit. You was hoping it'd be a big profit. Ended up being like us. Anyways, so here you have it coming down, these red, reds, and then you got another red, but the bottom seems to flat line, and then you got another one flat line, and this is a red, and the next one's there. So you're like, I want to get in. So you just get in over here, and even if you get over here, you can tell it's green going up. So, but this, you have a couple reds, 3 reds that end up flatlining. It's at the bottom of this thing, so it's bottom of the support line. It's time to get in, and this time it took off. So again, notice down here where all this congestion's happening, you got a bunch of reds and a bunch of reds and orange over here. Wanted to point out one more thing on this one right here. I covered this in just a video a few minutes ago, but I called these peak rejects. So you're getting to know I'm getting to know these things, and it adds up. You can actually tell what's going on in a wave. So a peak reject is kind of self-explanatory, but I'll explain it. So if it's or a valley reject, a peak reject or valley reject. Shoot, I said peak reject. I meant valley reject. All right, so valley reject, anti-green. So it comes down, and normally in the valleys you have a series of red coming down, and then it switches to a green. So you have a red and then a green, and it also helps if the bars are sort of big compared to the other ones, and it also helps if it's got volume. This triangles mean it got volume. So these 2 bars meet all the criteria. You got several reds coming down, that's called price action. You got red and green bar that are that means that's a valley, a good chance it's a valley. Both bars are relatively large compared to the ones before it, and they got volume. Okay, both of them have volume. That's even better. So if this really is a valley, then the price should be going up, right? Because this is a green, it should be going up, and price is going up a little bit, but it hasn't broken through past the top of this green bar, this green triangle. So it's like it's really, I call it an anti-green, because green should be going up and it's going sideways and then hits back down. So this is a confirmation. When you get something like this, you'd expect it to go green and up, and then the next one's a red. If it was a really strong up, you'd have a green, 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 and you'd have triangles on top of these. But what you're getting is red, no volume, no triangle, green, no volume, and then you get a red one with a volume triangle, which means it's going to be heading back down again. So this is a valley reject, and here it goes heading back down. And you get the same situation again, a red and and a green, just like up here, red and a green. And then you would, if it was going to head back up, you'd have greens here, but instead you got a red with of another volume. So this is a valley reject. But basically, when you're in a trend, these tell you that, hey, it's going to continue to go down, and then all of a sudden you get down over here, and now you get red rejects, because red should continue to go down, just like these, down, down, down. And this is the one we just talked about with the bottom congestion, and you have your flat bottoms here on the support line. So really good way how to analyze this whole wave, by looking at bottom congestion with volume, and these the red candles with volume, and then the valley rejects, that's with the green candles with volume, and it not going up, instead going sideways and then down. All right, the end.